Good morning and welcome to the Trading Lounge. And here we're looking at the Dow Jones on a daily chart, and this is coming back to 209 through here. If I just bring that up there a little bit, there you'll see that where we are there. First of all, we're facing 13,000, which is a major trading level for us, and also a major number for anybody trading the market. So we can see that it has impact here from before, and we can also see it being sold off from here. So we can also expect at least some sort of reaction around here, some sort of correction. We can also understand, because we're above this old high here, that would put us into an oversold situation, and would also be an oversold situation, overbought rather, looking at this particular trend up here that hasn't had a correction, because it's the market corrections that really sort of balance things back out a little bit. This is a bit the same as the European markets as well. So basically they've got the same sort of story of just facing resistance and also being overbought as well. Now, we can see, as we'll talk about last week, we were talking in here, we can see another little sort of five waves happening in through here, like that, to sort of finish that little structure off there. And we'll have a look at that in a moment on the intraday charts. But that can certainly be the top of this whole move up, and I won't get into that at the moment. But what I will get into is this part here, because as I mentioned on Thursday or Friday, this particular wave structure, if it doesn't end there and move down through there, then it'll be a part of this structure here, which would be a five-wave structure through here. So that would be pretty much like this one here. So it's not that it's going to, and because it's overbought there, we're not going to see the same length in the trend coming up through here. So would see that come further down through here, be a shorter move here. So a fourth wave here and a fifth wave, that's certainly possible, and we'll be playing out to that. But just want you get to understand that we are tracking this little last five waves up through here. Also in the US markets, all the other US markets are the same as this, except for the transports. They play a very important part in the market. Such a big sort of factor, and you can see here that that they've already started rolling over from here. So this has started to move down. So if we were considering, like we were considering before, about those larger five waves up coming from this point here, as such there, well then this one here, this pullback through here, cannot really come in past the top of wave one here. Okay, so it's sorry, wave one just here, beg your pardon. I'll just put that there just so we're clear on that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So if you get overlapping wave structures, then that's not a wave 4 there. That wouldn't be the case. That would actually be the top there. So then we'd be looking at a we'd be looking at a structure that would start impulsing to the downside as such. So this could be the catalyst for bringing the other markets down. And like I mentioned, we had a good look at the DAX and the FTSE the other day in the same sort of light as well. So yeah, anyway, that's there. And in the US markets, we can in considering that we've got a bit more upside to go, this is how we would be counting it. Okay, so we'll be counting it up for wave one and back for wave two here of that degree, and then we'll be going up for wave three. Okay, so in going up for wave three, then there'll be wave four and wave five, and that would be it. Okay, so inside of this wave three here, coming up through here, this would be wave one up here and wave two coming back to this point here. So then we'll see a wave three go up and a four and a five to make the third wave. So there'll be, like, each impulse wave has five smaller waves inside it. So this would be the third wave going up, and it will have five waves in it. And this is the wave one and the wave two of that, and then it pushes up from there. So that's sort of what we're looking at through there. Now, if we're wrong, then we're going to see this market obviously come down, aren't we? So, we don't, any day traders and so forth, short-term traders, you really want the 13,000 as the support. And in the bigger picture as well, if this wave one was, the bottom of this wave four here was taken out, so the market dropping under 2.8, well then that's the first sign of, reasonable conservative weakness in the slightly bigger picture. So bear that in mind, and all the European markets are exactly the same as this. So the DAX, the FTSE, the CAC, and of course also the S&P 500 as well is in the same sort of boat as well. It's got that same sort of pattern here. So while the Dow Jones is having trouble at the 13,000, then this market will sit here. So any day traders trading this would be subgroup 2 here, the 65, 72 and the 80, and you need support on the 65 here to start playing the game there. And then of course you want support on the 72, and then you can work it up from that point there. But make sure you scale in, because 72 is the optimum number there for support. As I mentioned, the UK markets are the same as well. In terms of, this is a sort of nearly an hour chart here, so it's smaller once again, but the same sort of picture as well. Now, we were looking at this as being a top here for wave 5 here, and that can be the case, but I just want to keep the door open in case we do have that more upside there, and that would be up for 1 there and back for 2 here, and then up for 1 and back for 2 here, and then moving up there. So you can see any sort of major drop, say below this 5872 here, then there'll be a bearish picture in there. So we'll keep that in mind, so we know where we are. Yeah. So, and the same with the DAX as well. The Australian markets are a little bit different in terms that. If we have a look in the bigger picture here, we've been going through this correctional point through here, this ABC through here, and then we're pushing further up for this. Now, I might just go to a daily chart here if that's okay, just to bring in the picture here a bit. Just bear with me here for a second while I just grab that. I mean, all the other Asian markets have really been, pushing up, like India and so forth. Australia and China have been the last ones to really sort of come off their lows, so to speak. So they're sort of the last out of the starting gate, I suppose, in a way. But what we're sort of looking for here is it's starting to shape up quite nicely now, as you can see. And we're basically looking for 5 waves up. So we're looking for, from this point here, we're looking for 5 waves up like that. From there, basically, that's what we're looking for. So that's the good news. In shorter time frames, coming back, this being wave 1 up here, this can be wave 1 to here, or it can be wave 1 to here. I'm not quite sure about that. We can have a look at that on the intraday in a moment. But either way, we'll find something like this here. So there's good news for this to push up to the upside. We may just see a correction across here and then push up through there. So we've been watching the development of this as an impulse wave to the upside, and also watching this as a corrective wave. So because this is a corrective wave in here of 3 waves, that's why we'll know we'll see new highs through here. So support on the 4-3 here will create the target for 4-5 here. And that's always been the resistance through there. And we knew that, well, we thought that it would happen this time because it's just the normal thing. So normally triple tops get taken out. It's normally the 4th time a market goes through. So we'd count that as 1. This one here's close, so we'd count that as 2. This one here is separate because it's come all the way back down here, so that's 3, and this would be the 4th time through here. So, and this is all part of 1 because it's close. So it's normally the 4th time things go through, so that's what we can look for there. And of course we've got the gold price, we've got the oil, and the base metals are, have a relationship with the precious metals and so forth, so they're all in the same basket. They're the ones that are driving this up, and that's what we'll continue to see there, so that's good. So in regards to the actual structure coming up through here, what we can see here is we can see that this is wave 1 here and this is wave 2. We can see that this is the 3rd wave in through here. Yep. And we can see that this is probably the 5th wave in here. So we've got the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4 and the 5 to there. And this is likely to be the A, the B and the C down to here. This also could be in some way the 5 waves up to here somewhere. and then we get the A, the B, and the C across here, and then we push up. That I don't know. Just been a little bit sort of tricky to work all of this out here. It can be in two ways. I know that it's going to push to the upside. I just don't know what we're in for first. That's all. So the normal trading situation is that as we arrived here as well, we knew that the 4-3 would be quite pivotal within all of this. We also understand it's quite normal for subgroup 2 here to be the support and subgroup 1 here to be the resistance. And if we find support on top of subgroup 1, on top of 43.30 in this case, then we'll be pushing higher from there. So if we do see this climb up through here, and Monday should present us with something like that as well, but the 4-3 is going to be a sticky number, just like the Dow Jones at 13,000 and so forth. Yeah, look, it's toying around with this, and it should eventually push higher, and our trades will be on that side. Yeah, okay, so now the oil market has been pushing up nicely, and look, it's very close to 1110, so that's the first minor trading level. So we can expect a larger correction across here. So if you've been long through here, we normally take profit at 108, and then we take the rest of it at 110 here. Yes, that can push up here. So we can either have, there's two types of corrections that will happen here. One will be where it just touches on the 1110 and gets sold off, and then it shoots up through here, and then it has an A and a B and a C across here, and then it finds support on here, and then that's the time to go long again. So that's the classic pattern. The other one's the overshoot, where it just goes straight up, and the distance it goes up is normally the distance it goes below, and then it starts to vibrate in between, into this particular number here. Once it's balanced and it's spent time in accumulation, then it will push off from there. So that's what we'll see across here, some corrective patterns across here. The copper market as well. This is on a 30-minute chart here. It certainly can be a ABC correction to the upside, and we've sort of got that sitting there. But as you know, after we've seen this first little impulse wave here, or the gap in the third wave here as it normally does, we knew that we're on our way at that stage. So we had the low sort of pegged in, and we've been working it since that. And I think this is the count here as well. So we've got 1 in brackets, 2 in brackets, and basically we're going up for 3 in brackets, but we're not there yet. Inside 3 here, 3 in brackets, there are going to be 5 smaller waves, and those 5 smaller waves will be 1, 2, and then we're going up for the third one now, because inside of this third wave going up through here, there'll be 5 waves too. So we've got the 1, the 2, and then we're going up here for the 3, the 4, and the 5, which will give us those there. And in the third wave, in this third of the third here, where it's been quite strong in the third of the third of the third, you can see up for wave 1, back for 2, 3, 4, and there'll be 5 going up through there. And even in wave 1 here, you can count 5 waves as well, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it is moving quite nicely to the upside, and this is going to be the driver for the local ASX market. So that's good. And you know as well that gold's been doing all the right things. This is a 4-hour chart, and just sort of pushing up through there. This is also a little third, fourth wave in here, which we'll have a look at that in a moment, but then up to the 18,000 there. So we're seeing an impulse wave from this wave 4 here, wave 3, wave 4. Silver will be the same as well. We've got up for 1, expanded flat for 2, and then we're working up from wave 2 here to wave 3 there. And if I've got that in smaller version here, that's pretty much it through here. So as you know, that subgroup 2 area here is holding the wave 4 correction up. So it'll be nice if it spikes down here a little bit, and then find support back up on the 72. Then you can, if it spikes down and then gets support back up, then the day traders can jump on that and go to the upside there. And silver's exactly the same in terms of its move to the upside. I've got this labeled a little bit differently, but still the same in terms of wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 is not there yet, but it's coming there. It could come back to this area here first, then the 4th, and then the 5th up here. So if we have a look at that on a smaller scale here, what I'm saying here is that in this particular correction here, we haven't really connected back to 35 yet. So if it stays above the 30 there and climbs up to the midpoint, well, then you want to be long from that point, because we'll get a new high above this one here. But if it drops under the